Hello everyone, I am Michael Ringtail, your human observer. So there was this article where a furry named Curlytail, aka Captain Otter, was interviewed, and he supposedly said some things in there that has gotten a lot of furries twisted in knots. This article, which I have linked below, is full of the cookie cutter responses that we are all used to hearing by now. It's a misconception that furries have sex in suits. CSI ruined everything, making us look like sex-crazed maniacs. And there was a rather heartbreaking paragraph that mentions his mate being disowned by his family because they found cartoon animal fucking on his computer. But the one that has been creating quite the stir is these comments here, which were later removed from the article itself. One of the biggest misconceptions is that furries have sex in their suits, Mr. Catanillo said. A decent fursuit will cost you around $5,000, so there's no way you're going to ruin it by doing that. He said the weird furries, such as those into furry foot fetishes or overly into the sexual aspect of the culture, can be spotted a mile away because of their over-the-top, rainbow-colored fursuits. Now, as I said, these were removed upon his request. I decided to actually talk to Captain Otter, then draw conclusions from some secondhand accounting of a journalist who wrote up this article. I thought the colored fursuits comment and that people having sex in their suits would ruin it were rather odd, since his page is publicly available, showing off his goods and taste in art on his Twitter. Oh, that one's going in my Paul folder. Yet it is too little too late, because by the time anything is corrected after 3 days of something being published, the majority of humans that are going to read something already have read it. And so, let the hate commence. I have no knowledge of who this Captain Otter is or why he is sinking. You'll have to read the book to find out. But I'm just here to present some skepticism when it comes to the conclusions people are drawing from these now retracted statements. Some have said he probably made that request due to backlash, which I feel is unlikely, since if someone misquoted me, I would want it removed or corrected. Unless no one gave a shit, in which case I just forget about it, and pretend it never happened. What I do find ironic, though, is that someone who has been misjudged by the internet mob would continue hating on other infamous people who have been likely misjudged by the internet mob.
Get the fuck out of here, you fucking cunt! Get the fuck out of here! They're not going anywhere.
We're not going anywhere.
They come in the elevator.
Not going anywhere.
Have fucking fun with that, you fucking moron!
Back the fuck
That's
off.
fun! Hey, back the fuck off!
Ah yes, that was Captain Otter himself, screaming at some furry raider wearing an armband with a paw print that has since been labeled as Nazi paraphernalia. Yet, no Nazi would ever give their time of day to gays, let alone borderline zoophiles like furries. But maybe this will be a topic of another time. Let's move away from that, though, and get into some of my personal gripes with this article. I am tired of this cliched talking point of trying to downplay or dismiss sex among furries. I always see furry as this. You have interest in furry cartoon animals in all its forms, comics, movies, etc. That may be exclusively G-rated or exclusively X-rated, in between or both. That's it. How complicated does it need to get? When it comes to the media interviewing you, I suggest stop worrying about the fandom image and just start worrying about your own image. Which is probably why this shit article got written up the way it is in the first place. If you are being interviewed, talk about what furry means to you, talk about what you do. This is not a religion or an exclusive club with rigid rules or guidelines. It's a fandom, nothing more. Is there sex in the fandom involving fursuits and various other toys? Some say yes, for others it's no. It's just a matter of taste. Don't try to dismiss or broadly throw out labels on these people as just in it for the sex, or sex maniacs. What does that even fucking mean? Who are these sex yif crazed people that I've been hearing about for the past 10 years? Is it you? Is it me? What do they look like? How do they act? This is really the biggest ball buster to me, because I don't think I've ever heard a straight answer about it. Is it just people being ashamed and want to pass off as normal? Why? How? Enough with this dark side of the fandom bullshit. Calling it bad while you likely dabble it in yourself to varying degrees. Comes down to this. Is it that we need to hide and dress up the fandom as innocent and put on a mask to hide who we are for furry feelings and marketing concerns? Or is it that the general populace that furries think hate them as a sex cult, are they the ones that need to get over it? What kind of people attack others? Or in this case, abandon their child because they have some harmless, unconventional sexual fantasies? People I want nowhere near a furry convention. No, these humans are the ones with the fucking problem. The willful ignorance. I'm not gonna change in order to try and be accepted by those who would reject me for superficial reasons that are none of their fucking business. In conclusion, when it comes to media, don't assume everything is 100% accurate. Expect to be misquoted and taken out of context. And for Cthulhu's sake, this article aside, stop demonizing the niches within the niches as dark-sided, creepy, or whatever. I am Michael Ringtail, your human observer, Lemur Power. Ha ha!